Hey guys, all right. So, welcome back. So today we're going to talk about landscaping plans in the backyard and why we chose to do what we chose to do. So, sorry, the sun's a little bright in my face here because it's morning. Sun rises in the east over here at our house, so it is very bright in the morning. So check it out. All right, landscaping plans. I used to own a landscape maintenance business and turf care. I was licensed in turf and ornamental care. And I always told myself I wasn't going to be that guy who let the landscaping budget fall off till the end and get eaten up by other things and not have much left. Well, I was that guy when we built our house. So, unfortunately, now we're going to do landscaping over time, which I always was going to do it over time. I just wanted to do a little bit more than I did to begin with. So what did we do? We had to do enough to get our CO to get in the house. So I went ahead and spent the money and I did all the Bermuda sod in the front yard here. So in the front yard, we laid 35 pallets of Tiff Tuff Bermuda. Got it from a local company here called Super Sod. They delivered it here. It took 2 different trucks. They delivered it on June 30th and then on July 1st we laid it. We had quite a party over here laying it, so I actually got, I went down to, I live in Canton, Georgia. There's an area near downtown Canton where you can kind of pick up day laborers. So I went down there to the Chevron, picked up some day laborers. I got 5 guys, and then came back here, and then me and my wife, and we also hired, I recruited 2 other people to work like a half day. One of them was one of my employees. He had a roommate that like rented a basement apartment from him basically, and that guy was off for the day and he used to do landscaping. He's like, sure, I'll do it, I want some exercise today. So he looked at it as like him going to the gym. And then had recruited a neighborhood kid from the neighborhood we were renting in while we were building. So got those guys, and then surprisingly my employees for my company with Arborview Properties, they showed up and surprised me. I didn't ask them to come, but they showed up and they helped for a couple hours. So that was very nice of them. So let's talk about landscaping a little bit. We put down 35 pallets of Tiff Tuff Bermuda. That's 17,000 square feet of Bermuda. So that's all about, what's that? A little under a half an acre of Bermuda. And then I put in this driveway here. Unfortunately, I've got some water issues that I have to deal with. You can see where it's gotten washed out. And we'll talk a little bit about that in a minute. But this is the second driveway here that goes down to my basement garage area down there. I have a garage door for my shop down in the basement. So I wanted access to that so I could get a vehicle down here to load and unload stuff. My trailers are parked back there around the corner. So that's what we did. And I went ahead and put all the beds in. I got some Roundup to spray and some more pine straw to put out. But we cut in all the beds. I'm going to put in some trees right here, probably some Natchez crepe myrtles right here. And we'll do some other plants. I had a landscape designer draw me a landscape plan. So I had a lady come out here. I think she charged me a few $100. She drew me a landscape plan. So we do have a landscape plan to go off of. I plan on doing a little bit of plantings here in the next couple weeks, and then in the spring we're going to do some more, and then basically like every spring and fall thereafter we'll just keep doing some plants over time. That's what I've done at pretty much every single house I've ever lived in. We just do plants over time and slowly landscape the yard. So we did keep the original, there's a water oak tree right there. We kept the water oak, just kind of pruned it up. I do need to prune one more branch on that because it's kind of annoying me. We put a landscape bed up there by the mailbox, and then on the other side of the driveway on each corner. And then where that power pole is, where that guy wire comes down there, I actually put sort of a bed around that so that you're not having to mow underneath the guy wire. So I'm just going to put a bunch of plants right in that area. Probably some ornamental grasses, because ornamental grasses sort of take up a lot of room. They're pretty cheap. They don't require really any water at all. They're great little plants. They look nice. They flower out in the late summer. They're nice. So we're going to do that. And then eventually here, probably within the next year, we're going to fence everything in. So our fence is actually going to run, we're going to have a gate right about in here. There'll be a gate right there. I actually ran a piece of conduit underneath the driveway there to run wiring and whatnot across for the gate. So there's actually a piece of conduit that runs under the concrete. There's another piece of conduit right here. That's for irrigation. So those two pieces of conduit run under the driveway so you can get across. And then we're gonna run a fence down here, like kind of just, the fence will actually basically follow right underneath these power lines here. So the fence will come basically right here, straight underneath the power lines. So we'll do some landscaping along the fence here. We'll take out some of the sod, do some landscaping there. I'm gonna do, I didn't do irrigation. I was wanting to do irrigation, and then at the last minute, my guy that was supposed to do the irrigation couldn't do it, and then he had to schedule for the next week, but that was too late because we had to get the sod down. There was no waiting for it. So once the sod was delivered, it had to go down. So that's what we did there. I'll do the irrigation later. You know, as much as I wanted to do it ahead of time, it probably makes more sense because I've got a lot of things to change here, and you'd be changing the irrigation zones and all that stuff. So we put some beds in here along the side. You can see where I dug that out right there. That's going to be a turnaround. I'm actually going to probably pour some concrete in there. I was going to do some gravel, but found a local guy here that started doing short order concrete. He's got a truck that he can do, like, I think 3.5 yards. So he'll do short order stuff, and it's a small truck, so I don't mind it driving on my driveway. It's not as heavy as other stuff. So I'm gonna have him come out, and we'll probably pour the turnaround there. I'm gonna cut it out a little bit bigger. I'll actually have a machine out here. I was supposed to do it this weekend, but then the hurricane that's hitting Tampa yesterday, we'll get all the rain from that here probably tomorrow. So I don't think that I will be doing any sort of excavation work in the yard this weekend because of that. So we're going to pour turn around there, and then next to it, we'll do landscape, like plants and stuff around that tree. So that's why we did that. And then we'll do plants in the front of the house. So along the front, we're going to do like a Japanese maple right here. And then we'll do some other plants along the driveway. And then over there on the sidewalk side, our septic tank sits right over here where my finger's pointing, right there on that corner. I wonder if you can kind of see it if I tilt it up. No, it's hard to see it from here. So septic tank sits right there. So what we're going to do there is actually put some kind of an annual bed around there. I don't want any plants that have like heavily invasive root systems. So we'll probably do some annual beds in there and do some perennials that don't have like super invasive roots, because I don't want them getting in the septic tank. I did do riser lids on the septic tank so that if we need to get in there and clean it out, we can. Paid a little bit extra. I highly recommend that. I've done that at a couple houses now. It costs like $400 more to have them come do it, and they'll add the riser lids. That way, if you ever need to service it in the future, all they got to do is take the lids off and pump it out. They don't have to dig up your yard to find your septic tank. It's all just easily accessible. Plus, if you have any issues, like it's quick and easy to get to. You can get into your tank in no time. So maybe you have like a lateral blockage or something like that. It's really easy to get in there. So let's talk about the backyard here. So originally, we were going to do a retaining wall here, and time and budget concerns came into place, and we basically just pushed a bunch of dirt over and made a really steep hill. I still might do a retaining wall there. I'm not sure yet. I actually don't mind the hill all that much. We'll put some plants on it here. Again, I've got some Roundup spraying to do, get rid of all these weeds, but that's basically what we did, because this is the trailer parking area underneath the deck right there with the retaining wall back there. So in hindsight, I probably should have poured a retaining wall when we were pouring everything and 90'd off of this and came out this way and put like a little wing wall this way. But, you know, hindsight's 2020. So, all right. So let me switch arms here because this arm's getting tired. All right. So what are we going to do? What else are we going to do here? So you can see I've got some rose bushes out there that I need to plant. I haven't planted those yet. Up here, we're going to do like a patio area with a fire pit. So I actually had the gas guy run me a T off the gas line underneath the deck. I can tie in there, run a gas line out here to the grill and to a fire pit. So right in this area right here will be where the fire pit is, like right here. And then we're going to do a patio all out here, and then we'll do some landscaping and plants along the retaining wall right there. That's leftover brick that we have. So we'll do plants there, plants along there. we'll just make this area look super nice. I also added a light switch right inside here. There's a light switch, so I can run a wire and put a receptacle in up there, so we could do some like whatever the rope light sort of things in there. So I did add a switch in there, sort of future, thought about that in the future. And then let's talk about the back here. All right, so in the way back, I'm covering up my camera here. All right, so back here, we just had this forestry mulched a couple weeks ago. So that turned out very, very nice. There's a creek right there. So what we're gonna do back here is actually, that was my plan this weekend, was to dig out and trench out and bury the pipes and then add another drain right over here because we get a lot of water coming off the end of the driveway. I was gonna put a surface drain there with a 6-inch pipe and pipe that down off the back, and then tie this pipe into it, and then actually also tie this one into it. I didn't have time to tie this one. When I was backfilling the foundation, I actually put in pipes for all my downspouts and everything as we were backfilling the foundation. So all those were already in place. This pipe over here is actually the downspout for here on this corner, and there's a downspout over there in that corner because there's a valley right there that gets a lot of water. So this pipe runs underneath, and crazy story, that's actually the second pipe I put in there, because the first pipe I installed when we backfilled the foundation. The guys that were doing the garage slab, even though I told them and I showed them exactly where the pipe was and I told them not to do it, obviously they don't speak a ton of English, there was miscommunication. They put their form and their stakes all the way down in my pipe. Like every single stake for their forms was in that pipe. So I had to go back, and as soon after they poured the slab, I had to dig it back out. I had to dig a trench back out and then pour in or put in another pipe, which was, I was angry about that. Oh yeah, and right here is where that drain's gonna go. You see, I'm gonna dig that out just a little bit, and I'm gonna put that drain right there in that corner. We're gonna put a surface drain. I'm actually gonna extend out the concrete a little bit here, because when I pull in, if I wanna back into my garage, I need a little bit more length here to pull there so I can back in enough. Right now, I'm having to do a 2-point turn to back into the garage. So I'll add that area. We were gonna actually do a detached garage right here, but money ran out and we didn't have the budget to do that. So that will come maybe one day in the future. I was gonna do a 2-car detached garage, like a 24 by 30 detached shop, but that can come in the future. If we do that shop, we will need to take down this red oak right here. It's actually kind of growing at an angle, leaning a little bit, but I don't think it would fall on the house. If it falls, it's pretty healthy right now. So let's talk about the back here. All right, so we're gonna seed all of this. So I'm gonna come in here, and we had it forestry mulch, and then I'm gonna come in here with a Harley rake and clean up all the big sticks and the rocks and everything, and just condition the soil and get it all. We have really good topsoil back here, really, really good stuff. So we're just gonna rough this all up. And then I'm gonna, I gotta clean up some of that over there. We had a tree taken down. We'll take those, I'm gonna take those trunks off. I had them cut into 10-foot pieces, and we're gonna take them up to a sawmill guy locally. That's all white oak right there. I'm gonna have it all sawed down into some lumber for some projects in the future. So stay tuned for that in the future. And so we'll clean all that up, and then we're gonna seed all of this with a tall fescue blend. I use Lesco Transition Blend as my preferred tall fescue blend. It's done well. I've had great luck with it over the years. So we're going to do some transition blend back here and tall fescue this whole backyard. It gets enough sun and shade where fescue would do okay here. It doesn't get enough sun back here to do like a Bermuda. Could probably do a zoysia back here. Maybe I'll do that in the future. But for now, seeding in fescue is easy. I'll seed it now in the fall, which is a perfect time to seed fescue. And then God, my acquisitions guy is texting me. He's so annoying. He's so obsessive. It's like, dude, just chill. You'll get an answer in a minute. Chill the fuck out. Like, goodness gracious. So anyways, that's why he's a good sales guy, because he's obsessive. And it's just like, dude, just chill out, relax. Everything will be fine. All right. So anyways, that's what we did here. And then we're just going to leave everything kind of natural on the other side of the creek. Our property line goes all the way back to there, right there. But yeah, so there we are. We'll be seeding all this. And then I've got some plants to do over here on the hill. So those are the landscape plans here. Also, we're going to do some kind of a natural sort of grove of azaleas right here. And then we're going to put some plants along the fence here just for privacy. We'll put in some privacy trees to block out Jacqueline's house. She's our next door neighbor there. So we'll block out, probably do some pencil arborvitaes and some magnolias, some dwarf magnolias back here along the fence, just as sort of a hedge, just to block out, because she can look out her back window and look straight into the side of our house there. So those are the landscape plans. All right, well, stay tuned. We'll be doing some landscape projects in the future. And I appreciate your time, guys. We'll see you later. Bye.